I'm joined by Kyle Balgames. Welcome, Kyle.
How are you?
Raja Suleiman with Orzhov.
Max McVitie.
Congratulations, Brian DeMars.
Zach Allen. I wouldn't be here without these guys, though. So.
And the champion of Proto Counter-Attack here, Ari Lax.
Alright, welcome everybody to Making Magic Happen, brought to you by ROW Hobbies and Games in Livonia, Michigan. I'm Zach, and today we're playing a modern preliminary event on MTGO. I have decided to bring the Goblins. The last prelim we played with Goblins, I only 3-2'd, so didn't go great. But today we got some changes. So you've seen me play the more interactive red-black with Thoughtseize and a lot of removal spells version of Goblins that I first kind of popularized and did well with. Then you saw me try out the more combo-heavy one with Grumgully, if you watch some of the subsequent videos. Now I'm combining the two. So I wanted to try the Grumgully version that gives me access to multiple combos, whether it be Grumgully, a persist creature in either Putrid Goblin, Murderous Redcap, and then a sack outlet in Sling-Gang or Skirk Prospector, or the conspicuous Snoop, Bogart Harbinger for Kiki Jiki and Sling-Gang combo. And I wanted to just put Thoughtseize in the deck, because I felt like while the other deck was good, it was missing Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize is just such a good card for this kind of strategy that I feel like it's going to help a lot. But I do like to be able to have two different combos to have more of a nut draw. And also, I like cutting down on Bogart Harbinger. This card is bad. This card is not good. I like that Grumgully was like actually a pseudo-lord. So even in your fair games, it could make Sling-Gang into 6 power, which I thought was pretty good. So I want to see how this one goes and how it feels, but I'm pretty excited for it. I think it's going to be pretty good. Notably, I'm still on my Chalice, my 4 Chalice, 4 Relic plans in the sideboard. I think that's just a must for all the Goblin decks at this point. I think that's just how you have to approach these decks, and you really need to know which matchups are Chalice decks and which ones are Relic decks. I also have 2 Boils. In case we play against Islands, we'll boil them. I'm not going to lie, I get some sick satisfaction out of that from how many times I've been choked and boiled in Modern. So every time I get to do it, it just feels right. I got a Goblin Ringleader, an extra Goblin Ringleader to get some value. A Goblin Trash Master in case we got to take out the trash. All those dirty artifact decks out there. A Warren Weirding if I need a sack. If I need to sack or make my opponent sack something, maybe we play against Bogles or... we've made Bogletrons a thing now. Bogletron is out there, and it's terrifying, but we've come prepared. We have our Warren Weirding. We can beat the Bogletron. I've got a Munitions Expert and a Tar Fire, so that's what we're doing. And let's see how this plays out. All right, we're here for game 1, or round 1, I guess. How do we feel about this? Well, this hand seems pretty strong to me. I've got both my colors. I've got 2 Thoughtseizes. I've got a playable 2-drop and a Goblin Matron here to kind of find what I need. These are pieces of different combos, and I don't really want Kiki Jiki in this hand, but all of that said, I do think this is still a keep. Leading on double Thoughtseize on the play into getting my engine rolling seems just too good to pass up to me. So we're gonna go about that way. All right, we are playing against Blue-Red Prowess, which is the worst matchup. But opponent kept a really bad hand. Holy cow. Their hand doesn't do anything. I'm going to take the Swift Spear. They are, of course, given that they kept a hand that just does not function at all without 2 lands, they're very obviously, or just doesn't function at all without drawing another land. They're like an 18-land deck, so they're very obviously going to draw a land this turn, which is unfortunate, but it is the case. I know this is the case. I could play the Putrid Goblin. I still think I want to Thoughtseize again and just look at the land they drew. Yep, the perfect blue-red land off the top. Kept a 1-lander with just no functional ability to find another one, and then just never punished at all. Like, not even a little punished. Kind of frustrating, not gonna lie. A little bit frustrating there. I'm going to take Stormwing Entity. That's the worst card for me. The other card's probably going to kill me anyway, but here we go. It's kind of frustrating, too, because they're like an 18-land deck. Just keeping a one-lander without even... Just, alright. Yep, okay. I guess they were on the draw, so it's a defensible keep, but that hand is not good. Speaking of not good, here's me not drawing a land, even though I kept the 2-lander. And all I had to do was get to 3. So that's pretty unfortunate. The good news is, however, that we now have our combo online. An opponent didn't interact. They just raced me. Although, they raced me very well. Because this thing is going to get really big, really fast here. I think I want a 2-turn clock despite being at 15 life, which is a pretty big issue. So yeah, really going to need to draw, hopefully a Cavern of Souls, honestly. But, yeah, this is going to be tough. Alright, opponent's really in the tank here. Could be doing anything. Alright, they're just going heavy on the Morphos. So, yeah, opponent kept a 1-lander. And hasn't missed the land drop, whereas we have. So, little unfortunate here. I still think we would be in a pretty good spot if... okay, they found the Storming Entity too. Perfect. The thing we thought seized? Yep, makes sense. Oh my gosh, man. 2 Thought Seizes and the deck just hasn't missed a beat. Very annoying. Maybe Thought Seize isn't as good as I thought it was. I don't know. Alright, can we draw a land? Aether Vial. Alright, well, we are actually dead now. That's really unfortunate. I think we kept a fine hand. I think we just didn't draw a land in 3 draw steps. Which, you know, would have been really good, but obviously we did not. So, there we are. And that's what it is. Alright, so we're going Chalicing. We're going Chalicing. I'm going to cut my Thought Seizes, because this is not a great matchup for Thought Seize. And I kind of like Warren Weirding. I definitely like Ringleader. I think Harbinger and Kiki are pretty bad. The question is, do I want the Weirding or the Tarfire? I don't. Given that I brought in Chalice, I don't think I want Tarfire. So the real question is, do I want the Weirding? Is it better than, say, a Murderous Redcap? I think I will bring in a Weirding. I think I'm going to cut the Skirk Prospector. Just getting X1s out of your deck against this deck is just very valuable. Yep. So, you know, I had 2 Thought Seizes last game. And obviously, they were okay. They took some decent things, but they didn't stop my opponent from doing what they wanted to do at all. Like, not even a little bit. There was just no... It didn't stop them even a little bit. So, that is unfortunate. And you can kind of see why I think Aether Vial is the best card in this deck. Because if either of those Thought Seizes had been an Aether Vial, we would have disrupted them and been able to put our things in play in combo. And, like, this here, this is... The Kiki's in our hand, so the Snoop combo's offline. But this hand is excellent. This hand, we have the Vial... We've got the Sling-Gang to keep stuff alive. I mean, it could be better. I could have another piece, but this is not a hand you mulligan. I could also have a Cavern, which would be amazing, but yeah, there's no way I'm mulliganing this. This hand's way too good to mulligan. Vial on the play is just the best thing you can have. Really got to hope here that opponent doesn't have... Soul Scourge is really annoying. It's Putrid Goblin too. Very annoying. Like, only thing in the format that's going to stop this thing from persisting. But it is what it is. Yes. Alright. Matron's a very good draw. So, what do I want to do this turn? I can hardcast Putrid Goblin. I can also do nothing. I think doing nothing is very reasonable. Because I can set up to go hardcast Matron next turn, then Violin Putrid Goblin, untap, play Sling-Gang, and the Grumgully I get off Matron, and that's just a turn 4 kill. So, yeah, I think that's going to be slightly better. So I think I can wait. Just give opponent a setup turn. I really want to convince them to do prowessy things, like try to damage me, cast light up the stage, and not leave up removal. That's kind of what I'm trying to do here, is bait them into going that direction. And I actually think playing the Untitled Chapter is really good. It kind of signifies that I don't have a Goblin in my hand, but I kept the hand based on the strength of Aether Violin removal. That would be, or that I kept it based on like Thoughtseize and removal, right? That would be my guess as the opponent. Although, obviously the opponent could be doing this, where they're just trying to signal something that's not actually true. But I think it's fine. I'm not super concerned about this. Okay. So here's where we start to get a little bit wild. I guess I do need to draw another land for the kill. So hopefully I draw a land here. Or next turn I draw the land. Alright, we do the land. We got Goblins for days. All the Caverns of the Souls. Alright. No countering this, my friend. No countering this. Yep, I'm going to yield. So we're going to get Grumgully here. Which, they can stop my combo here with literally any removal spell to put a counter on Putrid Goblin, because Persist doesn't work when it has a -1/-1 counter. And Soulscar Mage being in play means Persist just isn't going to work at all. There's just no world where it works. So that is pretty annoying. But if an opponent taps out here, they're dead, and they don't know that. The only thing that would save them is like if they Lava Darted and had a Lava Dart, or exactly Gut Shot. But I haven't seen as many Gut Shots out of this deck lately. I still think they probably have the card, but I haven't seen as many lately. So they double top, Lava Dart the Matron. So this does stop my combo, which is incredibly annoying. Every time you think you got it, they have that one card. So I guess maybe I should have gotten a way to stop Soulscar Mage, because the combo actually works through removal except if Soulscar Mage is in play. So getting a way to kill Soulscar Mage might have made sense there. I think that's unclear. Alright, so I am going to put in my Putrid Goblin. I'm going to hope opponent doesn't understand how this interaction works, although I imagine that they do. But if they don't, we got a shot here. Oh, Chalice. Does that help? Wow, Chalice is interesting. Chalice can shut off a lot of stuff. And I could put Grumgully in play, which would be pretty good. Huh. So the question is, does opponent understand how this combo works? And I think they probably do, based on the fact that they main phase Lava Darted. That makes a lot of sense to me, that they would understand how it works. And And the real thing I have to decide here is, do I want to play the Chalice or the Sling-Gang? And, like, the only way I would know if they know how the combo works is if they do it in response to Sling-Gang. Alright, well, I'm going to activate Vial. I'm going to do this anyway. I want to see how they respond to this. Okay. They haven't done anything yet. I'm going to name Goblin. So how likely am I to die? I think I'm just so likely to die here that I just need to make a play that I hope works. I think that's just the reality of the situation. Slingman, go. If they let this resolve, the game is over. If they respond and Lava Dart my Putrid Goblin... Okay, they didn't know how it worked. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, that's good. Now they don't get a... oh, wait. This needs to go on the stack second. Otherwise, they do get it. So, this one... I don't want to yield. Oh, no. The triggers have gotten me. I can't... Oh, I have to target them. So I want to persist. What the heck? I guess... I don't get it. I guess this is just the only way I can do it. What are they gut-shotting? The Sling-Gang? Okay. What happened to my... I don't know, man. My accept key just turned off in the middle of the game. I don't get it. No, Z should still be working. Okay, it does. Alright. Yeah, I don't really get it. But here we are. Dude, there's just way too many triggers. The triggers, there are too many. So I can sack this to drain them, I guess. Yep. Doesn't really do anything for me, but I can do it. So they still had the gut shot. I mean, they just had all of the things there, which is kind of annoying, if I'm being honest. But we're still in not a bad spot. We've got a decent amount of power in play, and opponent's down to 2 cards with 2 lands. So that is good for me. That said, this Sprite Dragon is probably just going to kill me. Got Morphos. What a great card Morphos is. It makes so much sense. Just a spell that has no cost at all and is just completely free. Gotta love that. Bolt me. Alright, so it looked like maybe we were going to get to play there, but opponent had 2 free spells to kill me. Yep. And that's going to be the end of the game. Alright, well, we're done here. I guess I was supposed to go with the Chalice there. I maybe had a shot if I Chaliced. I probably still didn't, realistically. But it might have been better. It probably was better, I guess. I don't know. That one's close. Here for round 2. Our hand's not crazy. But you don't really ever want to mulligan hands with turn 1 Aether Vial in this deck. It's not, like, crazy good. We have an Aether Vial with Thoughtseize, which is great, and then a 2-2 and a 1-1, which isn't great. So we don't have any of our engine going, but Aether Vial is just so good you keep these. That is how I feel about these. Blooming Marsh into Llanowar Elves. Interesting. So maybe Elves? Might be playing against Elves here. Well, what do I want to do? Probably Auntie's Hovel, reveal my Putrid Goblin. Nope. I want to play my Aether Vial. Almost messed that up. That would have been disastrous. That would have been bad news. So Elves versus Goblins. Dual deck style. I can get behind this. I can get behind this. Okay, that one's probably an issue for me. The card I really need to kill is Azuri or Elvish Archdruid, so I should probably not kill the Clan Caller, even though it's pretty good against me. I don't know. Alright, well, the thing I was not looking to draw was back-to-back Cavern of Souls with this hand. We did draw that, though, which is somewhat awkward. I think I'm supposed to Thoughtseize. Clan Color's, like, good for the opponent, but it's not the thing you want to hit. You want to hit the 3-mana lords. The 2-mana lords are fine, but yeah, I am way more interested in taking this Collected Company and then Munitions Experting Azuri next turn. I think that sounds much better for me. I am going to be at risk of... Nope, I didn't play my land. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's so bad. Ugh. So say I am going to be at risk of losing a lot of life here, and not playing my land was just... I mean, it doesn't punish this hand exactly because I am flooding, but it's just so bad to not play tap Blood Crypt there. I got caught up in the streaming thing. Apologies. That's poor. All right. So we drew a 5-drop, which doesn't in any way punish us for not playing our land. I'm going to put my Putrid Gobbo in play. Get in there, Goblin main. Yeah, so I'm... This is really frustrating because if I had played my land, I'd be actually getting kind of close to just Kiki plus Munitions Experting every turn and just killing the opponent, which would be quite good. Oh, Heritage Druid. So I know their hand is another Shaman of the Pack and an Azuri. Oh, wait. Oh my god, dude. I've just thrown so bad. This is so frustrating. I took Azuri with my Thoughtseize instead of the Collected Company like I said I was literally going to do. That's so dumb. I'm just going to concede this game. I might just drop, too. This is so frustrating. Literally, the only thing I wanted to take there... Oh my god. It's so bad. It's really frustrating. Okay. Okay. We okay. We're okay still. Okay still. Hey oh, hey oh, hey oh, hey oh. I like the way you work it. No, I want just every combo in my deck. I'm going to go down a Thoughtseize against Elves. Alright. This is the part I don't love to put on camera, but it's here now. We're going to talk it through. I just threw that game really bad. It's a frustration moment. I played it quite poorly. That happens to Magic players. You're going to lose some games, and you're going to get frustrated with yourself for losing those games in events. And what matters most when that happens is that you regroup, you find your center, and you win the next game. That's what counts. And this hand, I think, again, is a keep. We've got engine cards here. We've got a lot of removal. I think this hand's quite good. So, definitely going to keep. Would like to draw... Would like to draw one of my 2-drop combo pieces so that Matron can complete the combo, but again, this hand's still pretty good, so... Alright, so let's start with a Thoughtseize. Let's see where that takes us here. Opponent has an atrociously bad hand. Wow. You should not have kept this hand, opponent. Well, they've got a Veil of Summer, which doesn't really do all that much, if we're being honest. And they kept a hand with 1 land and 1 mana source. So I'm going to kill their mana source. And, yep. Opponent now has a... Oh, they drew an Elvish Mystic. Well, it's kind of annoying, honestly, but it's fine. Fine, fine, fine. So, I think I need to get the land for Grumgully here in case I draw it. I could Matron for like a Snoop here and get my engine going. Opponent's hand is not very fast. I think that's probably going to be the best play here. I could also just kill the Elvish Mystic and leave opponent in this just like awful state where they just... Like, I know these are their 5 cards and they're not even close to casting any of them. So if I got a Munitions Expert, it puts them in a really bad spot. But all of that said, then I'm out of like any realistic spot. And next turn I can kill whatever they're doing anyway. So I think it's better to just get my Snoop, start getting combo kind of going. Now that opponent's kind of slowed down, and let them cast... Like, they're going to get to cast a Dwin's Elite this turn, and that's fine, but it's not the end of the world for me. If they put an Elvish Archdruid in play, that would be pretty bad. But, yeah. So their hand is Azuri, Veil of Summer, Collected Company, Elvish Archdruid. And now we get to untap with a Snoop, which is good for us. Snoop it up. Ooh, that's a Sling-Man. Hello. Hello, Sling-Man. Yep. Alright, so we whiffed on the thing on top, but again, important thing here is that we kill this Elvish Mystic and make sure opponent doesn't get to cast spells. Goblin versus Elves, too strong. If only we had a Chain Whirler. Chain Whirler would be kind of the big ol' no chance opponent situation. Redcap looking pretty strong here too, not gonna lie. Alright, we're gonna go up to 4 and we're gonna leave it there. Pashlik Mons, you tell me, huh? I can get behind some Pashlik Mons Slingman action. Oh, and we hit the Putrid Goblin. Beautiful. Beautiful. And this is why we got Snoop over killing their Llanowar Elf the turn we did, because he's now drawn us 2 cards. And we don't have the combo here, but we have a you're like mostly dead situation going on. It doesn't work. Oh, I guess they get to draw the card. So it does work that they get to draw the card, but it doesn't stop our combo because I can just do this in their upkeep. Yeah, this is not good for the opponent here. Well, let's stop in the opponent's upkeep and go to town on all their things, huh? I'm going to target you. I'm going to sack this Goblin. This is going to kill that. Is this a concession here? Alright. I could go a little harder if I wanted. Like I could sack Redcap here to kill the Elite. And I think that would be okay, but I just don't need to quite yet. I think I'm better off just waiting, getting some more information, and then doing this on my turn. Although maybe now that they don't have a blocker at this point, it's okay. I think this does make sense now. Now that they don't have a blocker, this makes more sense. Because next turn I just have lethal attacks. And they might have drawn Veil of Summer here, but if they cast it, it's just protecting their guy from the Persist trigger exactly, not even the Pashlik Mons trigger. It does protect them from like the 1 drain, but that's not super important. And they don't get to draw a card because I didn't cast a spell for this. So it's just stopping some triggers, which would be fine from the opponent's perspective. But yeah, nothing spectacular. All right. So I'm not going to use Aether Vial's ability. Ooh, that's a pretty good draw. So we're bashing here. We are bashing. Opponent is going to go down to 8, and yeah, that's lethal. So let's sack Putrid Goblin, 1U. I'll sack Putrid Goblin, 1U. I'll sack a Goblin Token, 1U. I'll sack my Murderous Redcap, one to you. Pashlik Mons and Sling-Gang is a Mondo combo, as it turns out. That actually works. So, do I want to change anything on the draw? I still think Warren Weirding is pretty bad. Chalice is okay against them. Chalice on 1's not that bad. Chalice on 3 would be good, but I'm never going to get to 3 in this, so it's just for 1. It would be okay, but if I was going to do the Chalice plane, I think I'd be more likely to do it on the play. On the draw, it seems a bit slow. I do think there's a world where I need this ringleader, although I am on the draw now. Huh. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to cut... kind of like Kiki. It's actually, like, good because Elves can't kill Kiki, so, like, I can actually set up the Kiki Munitions Expert, just kill all your stuff combo that I was trying to do game 1 and just punted my way out of. I think I'm going to cut a Harbinger. Harbinger's pretty bad. And the reason I leave 2 in is because it just makes sure you always have access to that one combo by not drawing, not, like, having drawn a copy and then having the combo not work or whatever. But with this deck, like, the way this deck is set up, I have access to another combo. So if I draw the first, then it's fine. And I think this hand's really slow, but I think it's disruptive enough I can keep it. Not ideal, certainly, but killing their first elf against this deck is generally quite good. So given I have the 1 mana play, I think that's pretty good. I've got a 2-drop now, so I at least get to curve out, which I think is good. But definitely getting that first elf off the table I think is going to be very important there. Nettle Sentinel, huh? Okay, so killing the first elf was good. They probably have some good 3-drops here, I would imagine. I'm going to play Putrid Goblin. Now I would really like to draw basically anything that does anything. That would be very nice. Any spell next turn would be excellent. Be in for all of that. Would be in for all of that. Dwinnen's Elite? Okay. So, given that this is what opponent's hand has done so far, I have to imagine they're a Collected Company hand. That, or there is... okay. I was going to say, I could see the elf that taps for 3 mana if you tap 2 other elves thing. Okay, Snoop's not bad. It's not the perfect thing to draw here, but it's not bad either. Certainly. Okay. I am not interested in drawing an Aether Vial here, so I am going to fetch a tapped land next turn. Very uninterested in drawing Aether Vial. Dismember my Snoop. Okay. That's fine. So opponent has 2 cards. Maybe they kept based on the fact that they have removal. I could see that. I still have to believe there's a company in my future, given how opponents played so far. It's not clear they have the 4th mana source, but I still have to believe there's a company in my future. That has just always been the best card in this deck. Another Dwinnen's Elite, so maybe they're just going wide. Maybe that's the plan here. I could buy it. I still don't want to draw that Aether Vial, though, so I'm going to get my Stomping Ground. Munitions Expert. Okay. That one's very good, and we get the Kiki Munitions Expert combo that we talked about. So, in for this, I'm going to play my Slingman. Just want to get him in play. So now it's kind of, we're both going wide, but I got the sweet Kiki combo-y goodness coming up, and I still think it's pretty likely I'm going to get Coco'd at some point here when they draw this 4th mana source. But the good news for me is I've kind of got my engine going here, and I can start Kikiing Sling-Gangs and just going to town. And Kiki is going to actually be the breaker here. It's wild that that's the thing that's going to matter the most, but I really feel like it is. Yeah, Shaman of the Pack is good here. It does deal me 6 damage, which is a lot, but Shaman of the Pack is not going to beat Sling-Gang plus Kiki. I do not believe that is the case. So I want to trade with everything here. They're trying to stop me from gaining life, which makes sense. But I'm just more than happy to just trade off because it makes opponents' future shamans worse. And, like, I'm just going to just bury them here with Kiki Jiki. I mean, that is actually what's about to happen. Hello, Kiki. How you doing, buddy? If you could, yeah, let's start sling-ganging. Yup. Oh, nice. Very nice. Yes, 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 yes. I'll drain you for 1. Yep. Nice. Oh, that feels good. Just Kiki going to town. Just Kiki and Sling-Gang is so sweet together. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. And it looks like opponent did keep the Coco hand, and killing the elf there just ended up being excellent for me. And I'm happy to just trade off everything here. Like, if I'm taking 3, sure. But it costs them their future shamans, which means they're not going to be able... They're just not going to be able to stop... Okay. So I'm just going to play this tapped. They're just not going to really be able to burn me out anymore with future shamans. And I think I'm supposed to just pass. I could go for the copy main phase, but it does feel like they're maybe holding something up. And I could maybe respond to it. If they just waste their mana this turn, that's fine for me. The munitions expert is really just going to bury them here, I think. And also, it is slightly better to play defensively than offensively here. The 1 point that I get from the attack is, like, better served as just having a random chump blocker, honestly. And I can still do it this way where I get to attack next turn. I do feel like... Oh, no dismember. Alright, so it felt like they might have a dismember. Turns out they just absolutely do not. This stays around for my next turn, so I can untap with it. Do not need to sacrifice, which is fine. I'll play this in name Goblin. So I guess I should copy the token. I think that's slightly better. Sure. It's not if they kill the token. Alright, fine. They're at least not killing the Sling-Gang. Veil of Summer? I didn't cast a black spell. I don't really understand what the point of that was. I might be missing something here. Maybe they're just trying to stop me from draining them to death. Oh, so yeah, so they just made it so I don't get to get 2 drains with these, but honestly, that's fine. It's not the end of the world at all. I don't really support bringing in Veil of Summer against this deck. It's okay. It's certainly something you can do, but I don't think it's particularly good. Llanowar Visionary, huh? Alright, let's see where this goes. If they hit a land, I'm probably... Okay, I was going to say, I'm probably not killing it. I think I am supposed to just start getting this munitions expert in play, though. I think that's going to be slightly better than not doing that. Like I said, I have Kiki here, so I can just start ending the opponent. This is going to get real bad for them real quick. Alright, so we are flooding, but Kiki is just winning the game by itself here, so that's pretty sick. That is pretty sick. Still not really a reason to attack, I don't think. I think I'm just going to drain them for 1, sack this munitions expert, and pass. Yeah, Kiki is just going to town here. This is nice. Alright. So opponent has had a few cards in their hand for a while and wasn't really casting stuff, and now they're passing with 4 mana up once they finally got to 4. I wonder what they have. It could be anything. It could be anything. Alright. A lot of good draws here. Matron would be amazing. Another munitions expert's also pretty good. Also pretty good. So I'm just going to keep passing. I would rather respond to some of this stuff. I do not want to let them untap with like an Elvish Archdruid or something ridiculous off this Coco. So honestly, I'd rather just let them Coco, see what they hit, and then go crazy with just kill both things with Munitions Expert if I need to. Okay, so they hit 2 Shamans, which looks like it's going to do a lot to me, but in reality, hits me for 4 damage. So not really that much. Yes. Copy. Yes. Okay, so now I take 4. I'm at 5, which is sketchy, but opponent's gone through 3 Shaman in the packs, so they don't really have that many more left. Or they have 1 left, exactly. I mean, that's how many more left they have. And it's not going to kill me through the Sling-Gang here, so opponent only has 1 card, too. If it was a Coco, it could be good. It probably is a Coco. No, it's just an Azuri. Okay, well, Azuri's not going to save you. I'm just going to kill Azuri on my turn. Azuri can regenerate another target elf, but it cannot regenerate itself, as it turns out. Alright, so I'm going to sack the token copy, get a sweet little drain in here. And at some point here, I'm going to draw one of my good spells. I can feel it. Would be real nice to just draw like not a Putrid Goblin. That was not the one I was thinking of when I was like, it would be nice to draw a good spell. That's fine. Alright, let's get Azuri out of here before opponent goes ham on the regenerate other thing. Okay, yeah, I mean, you're welcome to. You can regenerate all the other elves you want. Azuri does not regenerate himself. Alright, let's put a Putrid Goblin in play. Just keep building up the board. Do I have lethal here? Say I attack with all of these. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they're taking 6 down to 7. Oh, I just have lethal. Yeah, alright. Should not play with my food here. I should just end the game, I think. Just a very easy lethal. Alright, opponent just didn't block. I think they see it too at this point. You just weren't going to beat the Kiki engine. It was a little too strong. Alright, I think they see it now. And Sling-Gang coming up strong. Dual decks Elves vs. Goblins. Goblins triumphant, even after playing like garbage in game 1. Just absolute punt city. Missed a land drop, took the wrong, like literally said the card I wanted to take with Thoughtseize and then took a different one. Which is just, I mean, it's almost inexcusable how bad that is to do that on camera, but also like, I think that's a relevant point is, you know, I said it there. We made a huge mistake, but I think it's a good matchup and you need to regroup and play through it. And I'm pretty happy about how that turned out. So, overall, Goblins coming out strong against the Elves. Opponent has chosen to play first, which is, you know, makes sense. But we've got a pretty good hand here. Again, Thoughtseize and Vial in the opening hand with a curve and things to do. You're not going to mulligan this. It's a very interactive opening hand, which is good. We have not really seen the combo heavy opening hands that this deck is like very capable of presenting, which is strange. Opponent's also mulliganing to 5, which makes me think Tron, maybe? I guess we'll see. Could also be Prowess, because that's all I play against ever. So that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. Alright, so I want to play Hovel here because of Snoop. I'm going to just reveal Putrid Goblin. It is annoying that they get a turn to kind of go off before I Thoughtseize here, and I would like to Thoughtseize like a light up the stage or anything along those lines, but I'm just going to need the mana too badly against this opponent. And drawing the Blood Crypt there is actually pretty nice because next turn I can go Thoughtseize plus play Blood Crypt tap. Hopefully they don't have a crazy turn. Then the next turn after that I can really start getting stuff on the table using the Vial. Opponent has pretty low resources. This matchup is bad, man. God, I'm so sick of playing against Prowess with Goblins. It's like the one matchup in the format that's bad for this deck, but it's just everywhere at the moment. Everybody's playing Prowess, and it's so hard to win. I win like 40% of my games against it. I think going forward, I need to find a deck that punishes both Prowess and blue decks, which could be tough. Could be tough. Alright, opponents crash through in here. It looks like they're trying to hit their land drop. And they have missed, which is actually not that bad for me. I mean, it's not bad for me. It's actually good for me, but still going to Thoughtseize here. I really want to take a light up the stage if that's what they have, although I do think they would have lit up the stage that turn if they had a light up the stage in their hand, just to try to hit their land. Okay, yep, so they were deciding between the creature or they're deciding between the creature or just the crash to try to hit their land. I am tempted. Bone Crusher would be good here, but I still think I'm just supposed to take the Lightning Bolt. Just stop opponent from getting having a good way to interact with my stuff, and I would really like to be able to kill Soulscar Mage with Munitions Expert because it just makes my Putrid Goblin work again. So, kind of hoping here that they also missed their land, and they did, so that's good for me. So, opponent has Bone Crusher, Manamorphose, and some card that's presumably not a land. Alright, we're going to yield to this. So I do think it's a pretty easy play the Putrid Goblin, Violent Munitions Expert now, so that if they drew like a free spell, yeah, they're probably going to blow me out, but I need to be making the plays that I have. We kept a 2-lander and we've drawn 3 straight lands, which isn't ideal. I would like to draw any of my tutors, or basically anything that gets me towards some of my big plays, like a Goblin Ringleader or a Snoop, anything. Did they draw a free spell? Did they, like, draw Gut Shot for turn? No. Okay, thank you. Very good. Alright, well, I'm just going to play this tap because I can't use it for anything anyway, so may as well just keep the information. Yeah, Matron would be amazing here. Opponent's not even attacking, so they must be drawing expensive stuff there. That seems like a decent place to attack if I'm the opponent. If they drew any spell they could cast, I guess. All of that said, now I think we're in a pretty good spot. Now we are 1 Grumgully away from lethal. We are 1 Grumgully away from lethal. I guess presuming that they don't have like a kill spell here. That is. But Grumgully away from lethal. Ringleader would be insane. Matron would be insane. I would even take a Harbinger just to go get a Ringleader. A lot of good draws here. Basically, the only thing we don't want to draw is another land. That's kind of where we're at. It's like the one thing. Alright. Putrid Goblins. Well, it's putrid, but, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world. And again, like, Swift Spear is actually really good defensively against our deck because I just have 2/2s and 1/1s, and, like, you know, they can bluff just any removal spell to just make it a 2/3. And now I know they can cast stuff too, which is pretty unfortunate because they did hit their land. All that said, I mean, I am going to block here. I'm not letting my life go lower against this deck. If they want to cast, like, yeah, Amorphos inside of combat, sure. You got it. I could have double blocked there. But yeah, what ends up happening is one of them just gets stomped and then just doesn't really matter. But if this his opponent's turn was just using a bunch of spells to put persist counters on my creatures, then okay, that's fine. I ain't worried. Alright, we are going to go up to 4. 4 is the sweet number for goblins, and it's even sweeter when you draw 2 Sling-Gang lieutenants. Hello, Sling-Gang. Hello. Hello, Sling-Gang. And now we bash. And opponent just cannot win on the ground anymore. Too much Sling-Gang happening, I think. And yeah, them trying to get aggressive is just going to go quite poorly, I do believe. So I'm not going to Violet in yet. I think it's better to make them think killing the first Sling-Gang is actually good for them. Because I do think they will think that. Obviously, like, if they don't kill the first Sling-Gang, then their attacks are good. Okay, Crash Through does let them attack, but also, like, I'm not super worried about what opponent has at the moment. Lava Dart. Okay. I'll sack it to itself and drain you. I would very much like opponent to use the Lava Dart on something else here. That'd be nice, instead of killing this Slingman. But we in full racing mode now. I'm not going to block either. Chumping here just makes less sense than chumping next turn when it doesn't have trample. That's my read on the scenario. And okay, I was kind of trying to. I was hoping that they would kind of sacrifice a Lava Dart here to hit one of these. They didn't, but that's fine. I do think they're gonna Lava Dart this Sling-Gang, but again, not the end of the world. We're actually starting to win the race by quite a bit, and can just kind of gain a ton of life here. Oh, they drew another Lava Dart. God, so many darts, man. So many Lava Darts. All right, any of my tutors would be great here. Another Putrid Goblin, perfect. I was just thinking to myself, you know what'd be great here is a Putrid Goblin. But we are starting to win the race. And this is a pretty hard one for them to get off the table with Lava Darts. It's actually kind of why I've liked the move to Black-Red. Or not Black-Red, but the Putrid Goblin build over like Mogg War Marshal or any of those things, because Putrid Goblin was actually reasonable against Lava Dart as like a blocker I can leave back here, that type of thing. Alright. I do not want to use this now, no. Harbinier. Alright, I can get behind a Harbinier. That one is good. Gonna help me flood. So, what does this mean? I have a third Sling-Gang. Is Sling-Gang good enough? Is Sling-Gang good enough? Let's say they kill 2 things. I mean, it's 3. If I get Sling-Gang, I think I just still get Ringleader. Sling-Gang probably would have been good enough there, but I think I'm still supposed to just get Ringleader. And I don't love my attack. It does do 5 damage, which isn't horrible. But I think I'd rather wait until next turn, because opponent really just doesn't have attacks here either. And I am drawing the best card in my deck for this matchup next turn. And opponent is drawing a random card, which could be good. Okay, Soulscar Mage is actually good. It's a way to beat, or to give me less bodies for this Putrid Goblin, but at the same time, it's not the end of the world by any means. Nope. Alright, let's vial in the Ringleader. Can we hit, Plez? Hit! What do we hit? We straight whiffed on 4 cards. Perfect. You love to see it. You love to see it. So, I still think my attacks are really bad here. I do still think my attacks are really bad here. Well, let me think. If I attack all, I'm going to lose 5 things. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then they take 5. But they probably end up sacking some amount of lands. Although if they have any burn spells in their hand, I'm in a lot of trouble. I think I'm still supposed to wait. I think I was in a good spot if my ringleader hit anything, but instead we just straight 0-4'd it. So that wasn't great. That was not, in fact, great. I guess I should have gone with the Sling-Gang. Sling-Gang probably is better there. That's just, ugh. I don't know. At least I don't have to draw those cards, because I didn't want any of them. I really just want to draw more Goblins at this point. But, yeah. Matron would have been amazing there. Yeah, I don't know. Tough. Tough spot. Definitely a tough spot. Is the opponent thinking about attacking? I was going to say, there's just no way you can attack there, right? Alright, I could always know this at this point. Alright, I guess. One of those just no spells in your top 5. I guess I had Thought Seizes, and those Thought Seizes could have been Skirk Prospectors, but at the same time, like, I don't know. Wow. Okay. Opponent going face there is kind of terrifying. Burst Lightning me? So now they have 1 card left and 2 Lava Darts, so I'm sitting at a virtual 6. Oh my god. Did they draw Lava Spike plus other 3 damage burn spell? Oh, Reveler. Okay, Reveler makes sense. That's really bad for me. This is really bad for me. Man. I guess if I get Sling-Gang, it's slightly better there. Opponent definitely just had burn there. So that's just clear that they would have been able to kill stuff in response to it. So I don't know. I just don't know. They had the Lava Darts. They had other burn spells in their hand. If I get it, I think I end up like 1 or 2 points short, and then opponent kills me with damage. I think I still made the right play and then just whiffed on 5 straight looks at anything. Which is really, really annoying. But it is what it is. Just frustrating, you know? It's really frustrating. Alright. Let's get these Thought Seizes out of here. Let's got Harbinier and Kiki. Get them down. I'm going to cut a Putrid because of Soulscar Mage. Yeah, that's a really frustrating... I don't know. Really frustrating. I guess I just didn't press the advantage enough or get enough out of my Sling-Gangs that I did draw. I don't know. Yep. Just, man. It's a really tough one to lose. Alright, we get to play first. Can we have the Chalice? No Chalice, but still a good hand. I've got a little turn 2 Snoop if I want it. I probably am not doing turn 2 Snoop, but I do have it. Okay. Alright, so Swift Spear. Again, I would much rather not expose my Snoop to a removal spell, so I'm not going to main phase cast it here. Instead, I'd rather Violet in the next turn and get a fresh look at, like, 2 looks at the top of my library. I'm probably just going to play Stomping Ground tapped here unless I draw something else that would be good here, like Like one of the 2 drops, the Putrid Goblin. Okay. So we drew kind of nothing there. That's unfortunate. I don't mind drawing lands, but I don't know. After the last games, I just need to hit like any one thing off my Goblin and just 0-4'd it into lose. That's pretty frustrating. Alright, opponent is really in the tank here. Alright, so they're not doing anything. Maybe there's like a Steamkin coming here instead. Maybe this is a post-combat light up the stage. No, Kiln Fiend. Kiln Fiend's terrifying. That's a card that's gonna really mess me up. Okay. You don't love to see that. Would really, really like to draw a Munitions Expert off my Snoop. I get 2 looks at just a Goblin. Anything to put a body in play would be great here. Chalice on 1's also not bad. Chalice on 1 is also just not bad at all. I am going to do that. I still think it's my best thing here. I think opponent's going to have a really hard time killing that. Okay. So, I think I need to see where opponent goes with their turn before I use Snoop. I would be, I don't want to do it, but I would, if opponent goes crazy, I will flash Snoop in as a blocker. I think that's totally totally fine. That is wild. You just leave a Swift Spear that doesn't do anything. Maybe okay. I mean, if I'm only taking 2 here, that's fine by me. Okay, I would also take 5 here. That's also fine by me. Or I guess it's 6, right? It's not great, but now opponent has tapped out. And I got my Chalice going. Alright, we're drawing another Chalice. The second Chalice is much worse than the first. I think that's clear. Alright, drawn a land. Don't really want that either. Matron, though. Matron is nice. I will take a Matron all day. Cast Matron off the top. Ooh, Munitions Expert too. Yes. So I do think... I think I'm supposed to get a 3-drop here, as crazy as that sounds. I could just get another Matron. I think that's totally reasonable. It's probably supposed to be Grumgully, though, just as like a big blocker. Oh, I was supposed to play a fetch land there, too. I did not want to draw Cavern next turn. That's pretty annoying. Oh, whatever. Not the end of the world. And now that I have Grumgully and Matron as blockers, I am just going to send this Snoop. I think opponent's basically locked out to this Chalice. So, I think that's fine. I'm going to have to start doing damage. Maybe I was supposed to get Ringleader there. I think given that I have the Snoop in play, and it's going to be really hard for the opponent to kill it, though, and I can keep getting fresh looks off of it, I think it's going to be pretty good. Man. Chalice of the Void on 1. Really good against Mono Red Prowess, as it turns out. Really good against it. Okay. So I think they have another spell here. And I think it's a 1-mana spell. And if that's the case, I am happy to trade off my board to just get opponent to empty their hand and make these creatures stink, because they're just not going to beat the Snoop going on. Oh, wow. They just chump attacked into the Grumgully? That's interesting. Maybe they're just bluffing. Alright, fair enough. I respect it. I do respect it, but yeah. Nope. Another matron? Well, ain't that just wonderful. Just wonderful. Snoop just going real hard here. Love it. Oh, and we get to clear the library. Even better. So now I'm definitely going to get ringleader. Oh, and another matron. You'll love to see it. You love to see it. Okay, so I don't think I can really lose from where I'm at, but I do want to just ringleader here and just get some value, I think. All right, matron, another Snoop. Oh, we got a red cap we're drawing too. That's nice. I do like red cap. I'm going to name Goblin. Okay. And I'm going to put my Snoop in play here. Alright, yeah, they've conceded. I was going to say, I think this game's over. The problem is going to be next game when an opponent looks me in the eyes and says, I brought in 4 braids and some shattering sprees, and your plan of Chalice of avoiding me not going to work, my friend. And I'll be like, yeah, yep, that's bad. That's bad for me. Okay, so, on the draw, how do we feel? I think I want another Putrid Goblin. I think I went over the Skirk Prospector. I think I just need to play fair. Skirk Prospector plays bad. I think that's where we're at. I mean, this is a hand. This is a hand you keep. If anything can beat Prowess, I'm hoping this is the thing. I don't know. It's not like... It's still going to be tough, but this hand is quite good. I'm going to save the Hovel. Nah. Yeah, I'm gonna play the Hovel because I might Weirding next turn. I guess there's a world where I do Weirding next turn. I think it's overwhelmingly likely I Chalice next turn, but it's probably better. It's slightly better to give myself the option. I could have easily just gone Mountain there. Mountain's probably better now that I think about it. Oh, did they keep a 1-land hand? Oh, that's going to be really tough when there's a Chalice of the Void next turn. Sorry, opponent. Yes, I would like to use this. Well, I mean, they know I have the Snoop, so might as well get it in play now. Welcome to the Void, my friend. Welcome. Yeah, like, you could play the Snoop there, but obviously you saw last game how it was just very beneficial for me to vial the Snoop in and then start casting stuff off the top of my library. It was just clear that that was the better way to go about that. And given any choice, you definitely want to do it that way. Okay, so before I play the land, I'm putting the Snoop in play because opponent only has 1 mana, Chalice on 1. They're not going to be able to do anything with it. And here, exactly, this is exactly why. Because if there was a land on top, I can fetch, get another look. I don't need green because I have Cavern. I could get black, but I already have double black. Black is fine, though. I'll just get a Swamp. Okay, we're drawing Aether Vial, which, not great, but acceptable. And I'm going to make him sacrifice a creature here, because it's probably not going to get significantly better. Oh, drawing Aether Vial is actually horrendous. I have a Chalice on 1. I lied. I mean, I'm going to draw it. I can't stop that. But it's not ideal. It's not what I'm looking for here. Alright, and given that opponent just... You know what? There's a chance I was supposed to stop or block just because of light up the stage. Okay, post-combat crash through. It's interesting. Probably would have pre-combated that. Don't know. I'm going to take this up, though. Can we have a Goblin on top? Another Chalice. Well, Chalice ain't bad. I can put it on 2, and then if a Braid's their way to kill Aether Vial, they just can't win the game. Ideally, I would do basically anything. You know, I would have Goblins at any point ever. Be nice to draw them. I guess, like, the fact that I'm frustrated I'm not drawing Goblins is a pretty good indication that my Goblin count isn't high enough, realistically. So maybe that's just the reality of how I'm building the deck. Maybe the Thoughtseizes, despite looking good, are just worse than just going full Goblin combo in the Grumgully version, which I could buy. If you told me that was the case, I could buy it. Yeah, I mean, opponent's going to attack. I'm going to block and chump and just keep my life total high. I think that's the reasonable place to go here. Alright. So I think it's very likely opponent has like an abrade here. Well, I'm going to cast my Putrid Goblin. Got to get the values. The question here now is, do I lock off 1s guaranteed, or do I put it on 2? I think the fail state of opponent just has a braid here is way too bad for me. Because if I put it on 2, well, I can't put it on 2 anymore. But like in my mind, that's what I was thinking going through the beginning of the turn. Was like, if I put it on 2 and then they abrade my 1, then all of their stuff gets unlocked, which I hate. And given that they kept a 1-land hand with probably a bunch of 1s, it seems very reasonable to me that opponent has a bunch of 1-mana spells in hand. I would guess that is 100% the case. I was supposed to ship this Goblin this turn, I think. I think it's going to be really hard for opponent to kill the Putrid Goblin. I should have attacked for 1 there. I think that was poor. Okay, so they do get to Morphos, which... I think I would have just done that during my turn. I don't know that there's any benefit to this. Maybe they're just going to abrade now. No, Bolt. So they're just trying to get to Bedlam Reveler. This is the only thing that makes any sense here. Is that they're just trying to fuel up a Bedlam Reveler, because there's no reason to do this other than that. Which makes sense, but yeah. Gonna be tough when all your 1-mana spells don't do anything. Alright, not going to 5. Would like to have... Oh, nice. More Goblos. More Gobos. I don't know what it is about only drawing Putrid Goblin, but I have done a very, very good job of drawing Putrid Goblin. It's been quite annoying, actually. So I could send Putrid Goblin. I don't think that's terrible. It's also not great. I think I'm supposed to just wait. Opponent's like... I have 7 sacks here. So opponent's sitting at a virtual 7. And they're locked out of 1s. I think I just need to let the Snoop run its course and eventually draw anything that's good in the form of like a Matron or a Ringleader or any of that would all be great. All right, I'm going to always no going forward, and then I click no. Munitions Expert. Munitions Expert's quite good. So I'm going to cast that. Another Putrid Goblin. They just don't go away. Just always there for you when you need them most. Alright, another Munitions Expert. That's actually... that might be lethal. Depending on what opponent has here. Okay, so that was lethal. That was in fact lethal. I guess I cast it. And we finally get to draw a Matron. Oh. Opponent is dead. Finally. We got him. Alright, so that matchup still feels atrocious. Just still definitely feels bad. But you can see there that the sideboard Chalice tech is actually a good way to go about it. It was very effective in that game. Just sent my opponent home with nothing they could do. So, kind of back in it. I would like to play basically any matchup other than Prowess. As I say every time I play this deck, just anything not Prowess would be quite nice. But here we are. It's a Prowess world, and I'm just living in it, I guess. Alright, round 4, playing against CrusherBot BG. Hoping I don't get crushed here. Opening hand with 2 Vials and a Thoughtseize. The hand's not very good in terms of creatures, but I have a really hard time mulliganing hands with Vial and Thoughtseize, so we're going to keep and hope I draw one of my card advantage engines, like a Snoop or a Matron or a Ringleader or a Kiki-Jiki or a Basically, just hope I draw some creatures. That's all this hand needs. If I draw some creatures, I don't think I can lose. If I just flood and draw lands, I will lose. That will happen. But it's just the reality of the card. Or the deck. It is a mana-heavy hand, right? Because I have Aether Vial, but yeah, I think all things considered, it's fine. I don't really want to reveal Munitions Expert here, so basically playing Anti's Hovel or Cavern of Souls gives away that it's Goblins. Mountain Vial is probably Goblins. Opponent's going to be like 90% sure I'm Goblins, but Ornithopter, what? What is this? This looks sweet. Steel Shaper's Gift. Oh no. This is like sort of Fire and Ice. What? What is this? This is awesome. I don't know what's happening here, but this is sweet. I am so in for this. Oh man, the amazement. Oh, Sling-Gang, that's a pretty good draw actually. So I'm going to play the other Vial. I'm definitely at Thoughtseize here. The question is, do I want to reveal Sling-Gang or Munitions? I think I should reveal Sling-Gang. Now the jig's up, but, you know, playing Anti's Hovel, the jig was up anyway. So sort of Pure Steel Paladin. Oh, that's terrifying. But it's like a fair Pure Steel Paladin. I mean, Fire and Ice is really bad for me. I think I can let them have Pure Steel Paladin. I can kill it. I definitely have to take Sword of Fire and Ice, I think. I can kill the Pure Steel Paladin. Not next turn, but the turn after. And they might get, like, a card off of it. But right now their hand doesn't give them a card. So I don't think it's the end of the world for me. These Ornithopters don't do anything yet. This could go really bad for me if they drew some, like, more zero-mana artifacts. But given how they've played it so far, it doesn't feel like that's what their deck is built. It's not like actual Cheerios. It's like a fair equipment deck or something. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, Goblin there is excellent. So now I can actually just kill the Pure Steel. That was very, very good. So I am going to get a Snoop. I think that's slightly better. Yeah. I think Snoop is slightly better than Ringleader here. So I can't use Ringleader anyway. I'm going to get a Snoop. And I'm also just going to kill the Pure Steel Paladin before anything just ridiculous happens here. I don't want them to, like, untap and cast 15 equipments and draw 15 cards or whatever. So let's get that off the board before the craziness goes down. And just be content with being kind of far ahead here. We got the Pro Red Sword out of here. We got rid of the Pure Steel Paladin. Opponent has an Inkmoth Nexus and 2 unknowns. Memnite's not very good, so I don't know what opponent's doing here. I guess it's like a cranial plating deck that's playing like Stoneforge Mystic and Pure Steel Paladin for value. That would be my guess. And they just also happen to have like a couple colored swords because they just randomly hose in some matchups, like the red one against Goblins, for instance, which is kind of a problem. Well, not a big problem, but can be a problem. Okay, so I want to play the land before I Vial Snoop in. Then I want to Vial Snoop in. We're going to still do this fetch thing to clear the top of my library. Like here, not super interested in drawing Bloodstained Mire. I think I'm just going to fetch Mountain, and that's a Kiki Jiki that I can't cast. So it's kind of unfortunate. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, opponent's dead. Oh, no, that actually works. If I stop in my upkeep, opponent is just dead. All right. Good. Good. So I stop in my upkeep. If opponent doesn't kill Snoop, the game is done. Because we have the Slingman in hand. Which is why I didn't play Slingman for the record. Because if they killed it, then this wouldn't be lethal. But given that it's pretty unlikely... Well, if they're letting me untap with Snoop, they're not killing Snoop. So there we go. Yes. Alright. I don't think opponent realizes... Like, I don't... Oh, no, I revealed Sling-Gang earlier. I'm sorry, I revealed it to Anti's Hovel. So they know that I have the Sling-Gang already. So it is right to concede there for them. That makes sense. Alright, so this is probably a pretty good matchup for Trashmaster. I think that's going to be good. And I like Tarfire. I could also see Chalice on 0. I don't think that's crazy given how many zeros I saw, but that's more interesting on the draw, in my opinion. Or on the play, in my opinion, not the draw. Sorry. I think Thoughtseize is okay in the matchup, but it's probably not great. I still think this deck is low enough to the ground, though, that I just don't want a lot. I think I'm just going to trim some combo pieces and play more of a controlling game. That's my read on the way to play this. Yeah. I could see this ringleader coming in, but I don't want that many 4s. I think Sling-Gang is going to be pretty good. So, yep. Let's go this way. We got the Trash Man. It's ready to take out the trash. I could also see bringing the Putrid Goblin back in because of Trash Man and cutting a Thoughtseize so that I just don't have a lot of Thoughtseizes, but I still have a decent chance of finding one to just take the equipment thing or whatever out from under them. I think that makes some sense. Very unsure on how good Redcap is here. I feel like Redcap's pretty good, but not amazing. I don't know. I actually just wonder if Redcap's even necessary for this deck. Okay. This hand's kind of... I mean, it's definitely a keep. This hand's a turn 4 kill. So I am keeping. But it's Sigarda's Aid. Oh, that's... Oh. Oh, no. Opponent's doing some degen stuff over there. I don't know. This has to be like a Colossus Hammer deck, right? That's the only thing that makes any sense to me. That's the only deck that plays this, too, I think. I don't really know, but I have to assume this is a Colossus Hammer deck. I'm just going to get just bodied here by a hammer. I also have this Welding Jar to just go a little extra body status. Yep. Yep. So I had the turn 4 kill. But opponent might just say nope and Inkmoth Nexus me. This could get bad quick. Opponent just has all the pieces. Stoneforge. Are we getting the hammer? Are we getting the hammer? Don't hammer me, please. Sword of Fire and Ice. Okay. So Sword of Fire and Ice is bad for me, certainly. But it's beatable, and it's not Colossus Hammer on Inkmoth, which would just immediately kill me. So that's good. I might have trouble getting to turn 4. Opponent has seemed like they've had a fairly... Oh, the Trash Man. Hello, Trash Man. How you doing, buddy? I can get behind some Trash Man action. I guess it's better around removal spells, too? I guess? I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so he just gets to immediately put this on the Mem Knight. I don't love that. Yup. I don't think opponent's deck looks particularly good, but this is kind of scary. I'm going to be honest with you. Shadow Spear? What is happening? What is opponent playing? This is wild. This is absolutely wild. This is a lot of damage too. Holy cow. Well, opponent is down to 2 cards though. Yep. I mean, yeah. I guess it's slightly better to get Stomping Ground here because of Grumgully. I already have a black source just lined up if I need it, and I don't have double black in the deck. So we're going to take this up. Yes. Draw. Oh, we drew Snoop. Okay, that's actually really good. So, how do I play this then? I think given that I did draw Snoop and that I'm not dead to this next turn necessarily, there's certainly draws they could draw that would make me dead, but there's nothing I could get that would protect me from that anyway. I need to protect myself from dying from Inkmoth Nexus. And if that's what I'm trying to do, I'm going to play this, reveal this, play a Matron, and get my Munitions Expert. Yep, I'm going to get the Munitions Expert. And now my plan is to not use it and just put Snoop in end step. And then untap and lethal them. But obviously, opponent could be holding up like a Dismember or something. I don't feel like this deck can do that. Very likely. That would be my guess. They might have it though. But if they do, it's like not the end of the world for me. It's not great, certainly. I would not say that it's great. Okay, that's pretty bad. But I killed my Matron. Alright, so they're passing, which leads me to think they have something like a Dismember or a Path to Exile. But maybe they don't. Maybe they don't. Oh, I'm still in my upkeep. I was going to say, I think I get to draw. Ooh. So. I think the way I'm supposed to do this is just play Trashmaster because I'm going to Violent combo and go for that anyway. And now, if opponent wants to blow up my combo, then I'm going to do this in their upkeep too because I don't need to go to combat for this. Yep. I don't think there's like any spell they reasonably were going to have there that would have punished the waiting here. I don't really think that's the case. Okay, well, now that this has happened, I think opponent's dead to just getting the Sling-Gang, but also all of your artifacts are now gone, so that's good for me. Okay, well, they've conceded. Fair enough. I'm going to say, I will be able to kill all 4 of these, and then opponent's left with 2 Inkmoth Nexuses, a Stoneforge, and a Sigarda's Aid. Maybe they can get out of it, but it seems pretty unlikely. I am shocked the opponent was 2-1. They must be doing something right there. I mean, I kind of have to assume that's the case, right? I don't know. Interesting. Very interesting. Back for round 5 here. Did win the die roll, which is pretty nice. And we got a okay hand. It's not great. It's fine. This hand's pretty medium, but it's got interaction. I got lands. I got a ringleader. I think it's a keep, but this hand's not good. Certainly not good. Definitely on the lower end of hands I want to be keeping, I think. But hard to mulligan it. Hard to mulligan it, I think. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't really think I want to mulligan this. It's just not a good hand. If I'm playing against like Jund, it's fine. This could easily be Jund. Well, I imagine that's my ringleader going by. So, see you, ringleader man. It's a shame, because that is half the reason I kept this hand, was that I'm definitely going to cast a ringleader on 4. But Maybe they take my munitions expert? No, they definitely took ringleader, which is the right take. Pretty much for any Thoughtseize deck, I have to assume that's correct. I'm not... Oh, Skirk Prospector. What an atrocious draw. You love it when you draw... This card is so bad. When it's not casting Muxus, it's just so bad. Like, I need it in the deck because I need another sack outlet, but I really think the sack outlet should just be Sling-Gang, and this card just is bad. If Sling-Gang didn't exist, you would play it more, but yeah, it's just... I mean, what does this thing do? Makes mana to, what, cast none of the cards in my hand? Assuming Wrenn and 6, okay. So I at least get to kill Wrenn and 6 here, which is nice. It drew them a card, but I at least get to kill it. Munition Expert can hit Planeswalkers, which opponent may or may not know. I will attack Wrenn. I'm going to name Goblin. Cast a Skirk Prospector. And a Munitions Expert. I'm going to get this nasty little Wrenn and 6 out of here. Wrenn and 6 is a card that's very good against the deck. I have to get that off the table as soon as I possibly can. I do think I'm in a pretty good spot if I can hit basically anything to get another ringleader. I really need a ringleader. I've got one more in the main deck. Opponents at a somewhat of a low life total. 15 is still a little out of range, but a Sling-Gang would be good. Definitely good. It lets me kind of get wide. Jund is not the type of deck... Yeah, like they can play a Tarmogoyf, certainly, but it's not the type of deck that's particularly good at stopping players from going wide game 1. Games 2 and 3, they're going to have a lot of very good tools for that, but game 1, they don't. All that said, I'm going to play my Putrid Goblin and pass, because I can't attack here. Would have been really nice to play a ringleader that turn. Obviously, it got Thoughtseized. As good as Wrenn and 6 is against the deck, I think last turn was a pretty acceptable outcome for Wrenn and 6 being in play. Like, if all the opponent does is play a Wrenn and 6 and then it trades for getting a land plus my Munitions Expert trigger, I'm pretty fine with that. Okay, well, now there's another Wrenn and 6, and now... Gosh, man. I'm going to sit here and look on as I lose to this Wrenn and 6, because now I'm out of gas. Opponent probably plays 3 Wrenn and 6s, and for them to have 2, it's really annoying, because it is the best card in their deck against me. Another Munitions Expert here would be amazing. A Ringleader would be amazing. A lot of good draws here. Does that do anything? It doesn't really do anything, right? Because of the scoos. It's close. It is close. I mean, I'm supposed to play it, I think. Doesn't seem like there's a reason not to. It lets me attack with the Putrid Goblins this turn. And at least put Wrenn down to 2? Wait, no, I can actually just kill Wrenn here, right? No, because they block here, here. Wrenn goes to 1. So it's not actually better. Okay. Yeah, I should attack Wrenn with both of these because they can't use scoos at the moment. And either one they block just comes back and nothing changes, so they either get to trade off their scoos or Wrenn takes 2, and either way I'm happy with that, I think. Okay, good. Still need to draw some stuff. I'm not in a great spot at the moment. I have things, but it's not a good spot. So definitely need to draw some stuff. But we're on the precipice here of like a Sling-Gang being very good. A Sling-Gang almost kills the opponent here. Not quite, but it puts me in a really good spot, I think. Yeah. Depends what they have here. Double red. Seasoned Pyromancer? Okay, that makes sense. I guess. So they're trying to go wide around me and leave up Scoos. That makes sense to me. I'm curious here if they discard extra lands. Okay, they do discard extra lands. That makes sense to me. Just want to draw some fresh cards. So we're still just like a ringleader away from just a ringleader. A Kiki Jiki would even be quite good. A lot of good draws here. Can we draw one of them? Land. You know, I was just thinking to myself, land would be great. All right, well, we'll pass, I guess. You know, I have not seen very many Matrons this league. It's been kind of frustrating. Matron is, I think, pretty unanimously the best card in this entire deck, and it's been pretty frustrating how little Matron I've actually seen. Okay. Should be... I don't know. I would like to draw a Matron here, too. It'd be really good. Is a Bloodbraid Elf into something bad for me? Sure. Inquisition? Well, that's beatable. That is probably the best thing I could have seen, I guess. I'm curious if Ren starts down-ticking at this point yet, or if they're still just going to uptick and try to get value. Not clear what's better to me. I would guess you're supposed to uptick here if you don't have a removal spell. Yeah, that makes sense to me. So I'm definitely going to fetch to Thin. The reason I wouldn't is specifically Snoop, but I really think it's just better off for me to get, like, just not draw lands than the chance I draw Snoop. Perfect. You know, I was kind of also just thinking it'd be great to draw another land. So I got to 4-land hand, and in, I don't remember if I was on the draw or the play. I think I was on the play. 6 draw steps, so I've drawn 3 more. In a 23-land deck, that's not super likely. I think I'm running slightly below average, but it's not crazy either. It's not like I just drew only lands. I don't know. This deck is actually good at grinding, and I have just seen 0 of the pieces. Like, Harbinger would be good, Matron would be good, another Ringleader would be good, Sling-Gang would be good. The Grumgully was fine. But, yeah. I don't know. I guess I've only seen 1 fetch land, so I have 2 more fetchable lands in my deck and 4 more fetch lands to draw. You don't love to see it. Each player discards a card, sure. Fine by me. This is wild. The opponent has just not been able to find a removal spell at all. Can I draw something that does something? Please. Draw something that does something. Come on, man. I guess there's Liliana in play, and the way I do get back into this game involves me using a ringleader. So putting lands in play and not discounting them to Liliana the Veil seems pretty good. Seems pretty important. Be my guess. An opponent is just going off over here. I mean, they have all these like slow value engines built into their deck that are not very good against me in general if I'm doing stuff. But yeah, obviously, when my 1 card advantage thing gets taken and then you draw only lands, it's gonna be tough. But yeah, I mean, I've been like a Pashlik Mons or... Yeah, I mean, that's dying. I'm just going to sit here and watch it happen because I just can't do anything. I mean, I was like a Pashlik Mons away or a Sling-Gang or a Matron. I mean, I had 1,000 good draws. Instead, we've drawn none of them. So, yep, here we go. My opponent just killed 3 of my things. But I can't do anything about it, so I'm just going to sit here and watch. It's a 5/6. Do I block? That's 11. No, I don't block this turn. I have to block next turn, I think. I don't want to give him more fuel for Scavenging Ooze. And I would like to draw basically anything that is a goblin. Pretty much. Alright, we drew another mana source. Perfect. Well, that was a case of drawing 4 lands in a row when you got to like a pretty close board state and never drawing your impactful cards. So, unfortunate, but that is what happens sometimes. Alright, so I like Relic in this matchup. I like Trashmaster and Ringleader. Trashmaster's not like amazing, but it is a Lord, which matters a lot against Plague Engineer specifically. I'm supposed to bring a Munitions Expert. Skirk Prospector is absolutely garbage. I'm going to cut that. I'm going to cut a Relic. I'm going to cut 2 Thought Seizes. I'm just going to cut all the Thought Seizes. No, I want the Relic back. I think I'm going to leave. I like the Aether Vials and the Relics. And Harbinger stinks. I'm going to cut 1 Vial. I could also see cutting a land. I don't really want to do that, though. Vial against a deck with Kolaghan's Command is not all that enticing. It's fine. Here's a hand that doesn't do anything, so we're going to mulligan. The Relic would be good. I mean, this hand is a keep. It's awkward because it doesn't do anything, and it's going to get Thought Seized and lose my Ringleader basically immediately. Which is pretty frustrating, but I at least have Vial, and if I top deck well, I have a pretty good shot. Additionally, Plague Engineer is pretty bad for this hand. It is beatable, but still pretty bad, I would say. Alright, well, that's not a Thought Seize, so maybe. Alright, always yield, please. Yes. Cavern. Alright, so, yeah. Yep. I mean, they already know about the Munitions Expert, so I'm going to keep revealing it. No reason to play it on an empty board. May as well just wait. At some point here, we are going to draw, things that matter and do stuff, so that'll be pretty good. Ren. Dude. This card is really annoying. Very, very annoying. Spell. One-time deck. Spell. Snoop? Hello, Snoop. That was among the better spells I could draw. I'll take Snoop. Alright, don't want to draw land next turn, so we're going to fetch and hope there's a goblin on top of my library this time. I already have Cavern, so I don't need green mana, so I think just Mountain here. Goblin. Second Snoop. Hello, Snoop. We out here. Oh, and we're drawing Grumgully. Okay. Things are actually kind of starting to look up. Snoop was an insane draw. Snoop going infinite with Snoop. Went from pretty bad board spot to, like, pretty good one. And now we actually have an out to Plague Engineer. It's not perfect, but, like, if opponent just slams Plague Engineer this turn, I can play a Grumgully, Munitions Expert, the Plague Engineer, then kill Ren in 6. Does that work? That doesn't work. But I at least have an out to Plague Engineer, is the point. Because that card would be horrible for us. I can also kill Ren in 6 if they don't have 2 removal spells here, and given that one of their lands is green, it kind of has to be, like, Dismember, which I think is pretty unlikely. So the question is, do I want to use Munitions Expert now? Oh, I need to turn off all the auto yields. Do I want to use Munitions Expert now? Because I definitely want a Ringleader this turn, I think. No, I don't think I do. I think I'll save it for, like, a Plague Engineer, something that, like, really matters. Ugh. Well, I guess I get to draw that, so it's not horrible. I would much rather cast it. Maybe that is just the way to go. Maybe I'm just supposed to cast this and save this for next turn. Well, let's attack Ren, see where that gets me. Okay, so they have the bolt. Kind of thought they might. Do I want to sack this to make 2 goblins? I could. I certainly could. I think it's still better off to just cast Pashalik Mons, though. That is my feeling on this. Right, so I'm gonna put Grumgully in first because it just makes my Pashalik Mons a 3/3 instead of a 2/2. So I may as well. And I'll cast it. Oh, we get to draw Sling-Gang. That's nice. That is actually a very nice combo there. And this is what Goblins should be doing. When they don't have Plague Engineer, you just have your value engines and it just overwhelms them. That's why, I mean, I probably looked very frustrated game 1, but I just know that the matchup's not as bad as that looked, and it was just like one of those spots where I just kept a hand that just needed 1 piece to get going, and I have a ton of pieces I can draw, and I just drew none of them. It was just mono, not the thing I'm looking for. Pretty frustrating, but here we are. In this, all right, they killed Grumgully instead of Snoop, which I do think is wrong. I would tell you that that's wrong. But I don't know. It would make sense that they would have like a Plague Engineer here, though, if they did go that route. That would make sense to me. Oh. Instead, they went with the, like, just destroy all your things plan, which is really brutal for me. Fair enough. I guess I'm killing Ren at 6 anyway with an attack next turn, so I'd rather do the point here. Slightly better. Alright, well, that's why I board out an Aether Vial. That exact play. That is the thing that makes me do it. So I want to lead with Ringleader instead of Sling-Gang. I think that's better. Okay, Murderous Expert. Okay. That was a decent one. It wasn't ideal, but it was decent. It wasn't perfect, but it was decent. Anytime you get 2 goblins off Ringleader, you're pretty happy. The one you really want to hit always is Matron, because it just like keeps the chain going. But again, I'm not going to complain about this. It's fine. Fine little hit. My opponent really needed to kill my Aether Vial too. This game was over if I untapped one more time with it. So pretty unfortunate that they did hit the K command there. All right, Ink is fine. It's just fine here. It's not bad, but it's also just fine. Takes my Munitions Expert. They got a 3/2 that's probably going to play defense, and then I'm just going to Murderous Redcap it. And then get in for 5, and now when they kill my stuff, Pashalik Mons is dealing damage to them, and Sling-Gang's about to drain them. Ooh, Relic's also pretty good. There's actually a world here where I would like to Munitions Expert instead of play Redcap. But this is better to just like save and I should be more mana efficient, I think. So I'm going to do that. Yoink. Give me that. And now I get to attack for 5 again. Opponent's down to 9. Now Sling-Gang is lethal if they don't kill Pashalik Mons. And if they do kill Pashalik Mons, they go to 8. And then I have a Sling-Gang for 5. So it's not lethal, but like close, right? Because I can attack, sack. Oh, now it is lethal, right? Because I get, yeah, because this essentially counts for 3 damage with a Sling-Gang. So now they don't kill Mons, it's lethal. Tarmogoyf doesn't do anything. Huntmaster? Okay, Huntmaster stops it from being lethal because they gain 2. But I still would not say... Or no, because they left Pashalik Mons in play. They're way dead. I lied. I have lied to you. It's not even close. I was kind of assuming that they killed Pashalik Mons, but yeah. With Pashalik Mons in play, this game is just so far done. Alright, I would like to sacrifice this. Target you. Always yield. Always yield. I guess they can make me click through it. It's pretty clear that they're about to die, but it's fine. And we got him. Goodbye, Jund guy. So there you see, all it takes is resolving one ringleader, and we can grind with the best of them. Opponent didn't have like a great start, but 2 lightning bolts, a K command, a Renin 6. I mean, that's about as good as you can ask for from Jund. Obviously, they could ask for a Plague Engineer, and that would be all well and good, but I don't think that's like a bad start for Jund. Question is, do I want to cut Aether Vials for Thought Seizes to just, like, really make sure I don't immediately lose to Plague Engineer? I think that's too bad. I think that is too bad. Either on the draw is slow. I'm just going to leave this. Just going to leave this. This could be wrong. I would buy that this is not great sideboarding, but I think it is right. I think it's close, but it's right. All right, well, I mean, I'm going to keep this. This hand has the Aether Vial in a deck, you know, and I only have 3 Aether Vials. I have lands for when my Aether Vial gets destroyed. I've got a card draw engine that will probably die, but maybe not. And then a Relic to cycle and kind of keep their graveyard lower for Tarmogoyf. I imagine I'm getting Thoughtseize or Inquisition here, and Snoop is going away. That would be my guess. But if they don't have an answer to Aether Vial, it is realistic for them to take Aether Vial. I could buy that. Like maybe they just don't have a K command and they want to just kill the Snoop. Nope, okay. So I do think that's right, and now it makes me think that there's probably an answer to Aether Vial, which is annoying, but you know, it is what it is. I'm still going to put it in play. It's still the best turn 1 play this deck has. Still the best one. Alright, Renin 6, because the opponent has it every single game. Yep, that makes a lot of sense. So why would they not just always have a Renin 6 immediately, every single game? I think they only play 3. And maybe they have 4, but still. Yes. Matron's a very good draw. I will take a Matron. So I'm just going to name Goblin here. And put my Relic in play. Start tapping. I imagine they have more than one fetch land, but I am going to get rid of that. I'm probably going to get rid of the fetch land with the Ren plus on the stack, just to counter the Ren. The reason I do it is it's like mostly free, right? Like they play in plus, and I just get to use my mana and keep cantripping. Okay, so they just aren't even gonna go that route, which makes sense. Okay. Okay. So, what do I want to do this turn? Do I just pop off the Relic here? I think that's close. I think I don't, though. Oh, second Matron is excellent. Second Matron is very good. So we're just going to get a Snoop. We are just going to get a Snoop here. No, you know what? I think I'm supposed to Munitions Expert and just get rid of the Scoos before it goes too crazy. Snoop is also not terrible, though. I could buy I'm supposed to Snoop just because it gives me out... Well, it's actually an instant win next turn now that I think about it. Alright, I'm going to get Snoop. If opponent taps out, they just are dead, so that would be pretty good. I imagine they won't tap out, but we have just kill you now. I think they won't tap out. That would be my guess. But if they, if their plan here is play Bloodbraid Elf, I mean, I have them. And it does appear that they're fetching, so it looks like they want to do something. I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe this is like a Thoughtseize? Thoughtseize would be bad. Still beatable, though. They only have one black man. This has to be a Bloodbraid Elf, right? If Bloodbraid doesn't hit something crazy, this game is done. Very interesting to see what they do here. Very, very interesting. Given I got Snoop, I have to imagine they're going to play in a way that... Alright, so now they have to hit, like, discard spell or they lose. Tarmogoyf was... Alright, that's not the one. Okay. That's the one I was actually hoping they'd hit, was just any other creature. Well, that is a GG. So now they get to kill that, bash me for 2, and GG. Or bash me for 5. Apologies. They do get that 5 damage in. Right, end step. I would like to put a Snoop in play. So now the only thing that can stop this is me drawing Kiki Jiki exactly, but I'm drawing Munitions Expert, so... GG. I guess I'm gonna put this in a play tapped. I guess they could have something like really random, like a gut shot maybe, but I don't see that. I don't see it. Wait, did I cut all my Harbingers? Oh my god. I actually don't remember. I hope I didn't. I don't think I did. No, I don't. I never cut all the Harbingers. I was just like... Just panicked for a second, like thinking maybe I did. Would be disastrous. Alright, so I would like to get Kiki Jiki. Put him on top. Target myself. Target itself. So I only have to do 14 here. Target itself. Target itself. Target itself. Target itself. Alright. Yeah, it's really annoying that I have to do this, but at least it's not that click intensive. It's only a couple clicks. Opponent is saying GG. I would like the Sling-Gang Lieutenant on top, and now I'll sack this. I don't understand like the GG, like you're being polite, but then also not conceding to just being a clearly lethal combo. Like, there's no question about this. There's nothing opponent can do to stop this. They would have already done it. And it's not like I'm going to have gone through the majority of this and then like forget to do like the last 2 points of damage or something. I get that I need to demonstrate that I understand how to do it, but I would imagine when you're 6 points away from dying and I've gone through the entire loop that I have demonstrated that. I don't know. People are free to do what they want, but I don't think the GG, like it was a good game, and then do the rude thing of making them click through a combo is super cool. But you are now dead. Alright, good games, opponent. And that's a 4-1 in the prelim. It's not great. I'm not going to say it was like my best showing, but it wasn't bad either. That's still that Prowess matchup. That's the one matchup. Just every other deck I feel like, we've got a good shot against. We have good plans. And then the Prowess matchup just feels like you kind of just got a high roll, I think. I don't really know what else you can do with it. It's tough. It's tough. Tough matchup. All right, well, thanks everybody for watching. Remember, if you like this content we're making, liking and subscribing to the channel. It's really important for us. It helps us grow. Liking the videos helps us get into the YouTube algorithm, which is really important for the channel itself. And remember, if you want to leave comments and ask for me to play decks, you want to ask about decks, any questions about plays I made, all of that, totally fair game. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. I've tried to be very reactive to the comments, all of that. So please remember that that's an option you have. And with that, I'll see you in the next video.